Have you heard that we all have something in our bodies called DNA? But what does DNA do? And where does it come from? All living things are made of cells. Sometimes just one cell and sometimes many cells. You started life as just one cell, and now you are made of trillions of them. In the first cell, DNA from your mum and dad combined to form a complete set of instructions for making you. From this one cell, many other cells were formed and became different from each other. For example, your brain cells, your skin cells, your blood cells, and many, many more. What's really amazing is that even though these cells look different, they all contain the same DNA. This means that all the cells in your body contain the same instructions about how they should look and work, and yet every different type of cell uses the instructions differently. All the DNA contained in each of your cells is called your genome. It's packed into a part of the cell called the nucleus, and it's completely unique to you. It is why you are made differently to everybody else, with different coloured hair and eyes, different weight and different height. It's also what makes you human and not a chimpanzee or a banana, not even an elephant. Most importantly, your genome makes you a living thing. DNA is the molecule that unites all life. Every living thing has a genome, from very tiny bacteria to the biggest animal on earth, the blue whale. Which do you think has the biggest genome? If you think it's the blue whale, you are right. But larger size doesn't always mean larger genome. The largest genome known belongs to a rare Japanese plant called Paris japonica. If you stretched out all the DNA from one cell of the Paris japonica, it would be 91 meters long. And yet your cells managed to pack 2 meters of DNA inside the nucleus by winding and winding and winding. And that is difficult enough. So imagine how hard Paris japonica has to work. We understand the shape of DNA very well now. You may recognise the twisted ladder shape. The scientific name for this shape is the double helix, which is formed by 2 long chains of small molecules called nucleotides wrapped around each other. A nucleotide is made up of a section of DNA backbone which forms part of the sides of the ladder, and a base which forms part of the rungs of the ladder. The backbone is always the same, but there are 4 different types of bases and therefore 4 different types of nucleotides. We name the nucleotides according to the base they contain. A, T, C or G. We have models of each type of nucleotide here. Let's say T is red, A is green, C is blue and G is yellow. In the double helix, the bases opposite each other form pairs, but they are picky. Blue will only pair with yellow and green will only pair with red. This is very useful when the cell needs to make more DNA before it divides. It just needs to split the DNA down the middle into its two strands, and then the right nucleotides will pair up with the free nucleotides to form two new identical molecules. There are sections of DNA in your genome that contain a specific bit of the building instructions to make you. These are called genes. So there are specific genes with instructions about what colour your hair or eyes should be. In genes, the order in which the nucleotides are arranged is important, as this order provides a code to create a particular part of you. This code is universal for all of life, which means that if you put a human gene inside a bacterium, it can make part of a human. This makes all kinds of things possible for modern medicine. For example, scientists can put human genes into a bacteria so they make special chemicals to treat people who are sick because they can't make these chemicals themselves. The human genome is estimated to contain about 20,000 genes, but we still don't know the exact number. DNA is an amazing molecule, and the more we discover about it, the better we'll be able to understand ourselves and the living things around us.